Hi everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Not the Worsted Knitting Podcast. My name is Michelle, and I am the knitter and knitwear designer behind meeshyfrazz Knits. In today's episode, you might notice things look a little different. We're actually in the same room, just a slightly different area, and you'll see that I've brought some clothes down with me, and I'm not currently wearing any knitwear, though that is going to change. So each season I've done a video talking about my most and least worn knits of the season. And in my most recent video about my spring knits that I've been wearing, I actually had a few people ask me how I style my knits. And I've gotten this question a few times throughout the last year that I've been doing these videos. And so I thought today would be a great day to actually do that. So I've brought down some of my go-to spring knits. These are the knits that I've actually been wearing over the last few weeks, and the knits I plan to wear as we move from spring into summer. And because we're still kind of in the middle, we're at the end of spring, but not quite summer, I wanted to kind of have a little bit of that transition with the clothes that I brought down. So I live in the Pacific Northwest. I live in Western Washington, which means that we have a very mild to moderate climate. So while some people might experience like a very short spring and very short fall, we have very true seasons. So we experience all four seasons pretty equally, and that means that we have quite a cool spring. So there are a lot of days where I'm still dressing in layers or wanting to be warm, but also it warms up by the end of the day and I need to take some of those layers off because I'm now hot. Just as an example, in the mornings, it probably is around 40 degrees. And by the afternoon, we're in the 50s or even 60s. I think today it's about 55 degrees outside. It's beautiful and sunny. And so we definitely have a lot of those temperature shifts throughout the day. So I am still very conscious of wanting to wear layers and even have some days where it might be cold and rainy and I actually want to wear something a little bit heavier. So I will talk you through what I brought down and then we'll kind of get into some of my outfits. You'll see here, so I start with my outerwear, and so I've got a couple of trench coats here. Being that I live in Washington, these trench coats have to have hoods. It's a must for me that the trench coat is waterproof or at least water resistant and has a hood so I can wear it when it's raining outside, which is a lot of the time. Next up, we have a jean jacket, which is always a staple in any transitional season. Honestly, even summer, I'm wearing this because of the moderate climate. And then I have a couple extra t-shirts here in white and black. You'll see I'm wearing a brown t-shirt. I think having very basic t-shirts in white, black, and maybe a couple other colors are very important to have for layers. You can wear it underneath your sweaters, you can wear it underneath cardigans. It's just good to have those as kind of your core basics. And then I brought down a cardigan, one lightweight sweater, and then I've got a couple of transitional t-shirt knits. They're short sleeve, but they're in warmer fibers so that I can still wear them in these cooler days. And then from there, we've got a couple of more traditional t-shirts that are a little bit lighter weight, fibers that are a little bit more summer friendly. And then over here, we've got a few pairs of jeans, and we've also got some pants. So I wear jeans all the time, and something I have been trying to kind of push myself more into is wearing not jeans, so either skirts or pants that are not jeans, just because I see women wearing these beautiful pants and I always think I should do that. I should wear trousers or I should wear, these nice linen pants, but I always kind of go back to jeans. So that was a challenge that I gave myself this year, was to get a few pairs of pants that are not jeans. And actually what's great is all of these items are things that I've had in my wardrobe. None of this is, well, there's one new thing. There's one new thing that I bought this spring, and I'm really, really happy about that, but that'll be near the end of the video. But most of this stuff was stuff that I've had that I'm reworking. So it's fun to follow trends, but I don't follow trends religiously. What I like to do is just kind of see what's out there, see what's coming down the line, and look at what I like, what I don't like, and how people are playing with things. I'm not going to be a slave to the trends where I'm just gonna buy everything that's popular right now. But there might be things that I buy because I think they're going to flatter me or I just really like them and it's something I can see myself wearing beyond the season. I'm not buying trends that I think I'm just going to wear for a season and throw away because I do not want to be wasteful. And also I just don't really see the point in that. So I really want everything in my wardrobe to be something that's going to last, something that I can see myself wearing time and time again. So I'm looking for more classic and timeless pieces. Things can still be fun and loud and crazy, and you know, you might wear it for a bit and then it feels weird to wear and then it comes back around. Fashion is cyclical, as you know, and so the beauty of being a little bit of a pack rat is that I've got a couple pairs of jeans, including the jeans that I'm wearing, that I have had. These jeans I bought in 2015? No, I bought it way before that, like 2012, I don't know. I've had these for years. These are Levi's, and I wore them a ton, and then it felt like they kind of went out, and when I wore them, I felt like I was looking a little bit dated or irrelevant, so I tucked them away in my closet, and now I actually feel like they make sense for me to wear again. And it's one of those things where I put them on and I'm like, why am I not wearing these jeans? I feel really great in them. So it's fun to kind of go through your wardrobe and see what maybe you've pushed away that might make sense for you to wear now. Maybe it fits better, maybe it just makes a little bit more sense with the other trends that you're seeing and wearing. And so that's been another fun challenge for me to do. So what I'm trying to do is think about how what I have in my wardrobe can work with current trends. So maybe I look a little bit more relevant than I even mean to. And that actually starts with this brown t-shirt. So if you've been following any trends, then you know that brown is kind of big this year. I think it kind of started with the whole Pantone Mocha Mousse color. So you're just seeing brown in a lot of clothing, and then you're also seeing it in a lot of accessories, a lot of bags. I've even been seeing it in yarn. I actually ordered some brown yarn not too long ago. It's a fun color to play with. I try to focus on wearing mostly jewel tones and some earth tones, but really what I focus on is trying to have pretty high contrast. Just based on my skin tone and my hair color, I think darker, more saturated colors just look better on me just because of the contrast between my skin and the garment. I decided to grab this brown t-shirt. This is just a very basic brown tee from H&M. When I'm buying these staples, I try to keep costs down. I don't like to spend a lot of money if I don't have to, but I also want to make sure that the fiber content is natural, or as natural as it can be, and something that's going to last. So if I'm going to buy something from H&M, I want to make sure that it's a natural fiber that seems like it's a quality made garment and it's going to last. So this is 100% cotton. It feels great on. It feels like it's really well made. I know that H&M has gone through a bit of a shift where they're trying to kind of change their focus and be more sustainable. And again, I'm not going to go there and just buy up all the trends and then not wear them again. I'm only buying things from there that I think are going to last throughout my wardrobe for years to come. And I feel that way about this. You can't go wrong with basic tees. Yes, brown is a trendy color, but does brown really ever go out of style? No, it just depends on how you style it with the clothes that you have. Just to kind of show, so I also have a black t-shirt and a white t-shirt. This white t-shirt is also H&M. The black t-shirt is from Old Navy, and it's the same, I think it's just like a basic crew neck t-shirt, also 100% cotton. I actually have a lot of t-shirts from Old Navy and H&M in just several different colors. I love to have them as a base layer, and they're just very easy to style. So I figured we would start with the basic t-shirt that I've got on. I've got some very basic jewelry on. If we want to talk about trends in jewelry, I know that there's a lot of layering happening. We have, I have these earrings from Madewell that I bought a few months back, and I absolutely love them. I love them so much. I bought them in gold and silver. They're a little bit of a chunkier earring, and it's got a little bit of weight to it and heft to it. And it feels really nice, but I also feel like I can dress it up or down. Like I can wear this with a really casual t-shirt, but then I can also dress this up with some heels and I still feel like I look really good. So I do think that accessorizing can do a lot to uplift your outfit. You know, if you just throw a knit on and some jeans, it might look kind of boring, but if you throw a few accessories on, some jewelry, maybe a belt and some fun shoes, then you actually look like you thought about your outfit and you're ready to go. So with this very basic brown t-shirt, I thought it would go great under a cardigan. I am wearing cardigans all the time right now. I feel like cardigans are something I kind of wear year round, especially because I live in Washington. Even in the summer, I'll have a cardigan that I'll take with me and I'll wear it and then I'll take it off when it's hot out. Before I get started talking about clothing, just so you kind of have an idea how I'm styling myself and the things that I'm thinking about. So I am 5'5". Really, I'm like 5'4.5", but we're gonna round up because it feels better. But I'm 5'5"-ish, and I have a 34-inch bust. Also, I am pear-shaped, which means that my hips are the widest part of my body. It's the part that I am most self-conscious about, and it is the part of my body that I'm constantly trying to downplay, mostly because I am always trying to focus on balance. So that just means that I'm trying to de-emphasize this area and emphasize this area just so it feels like it's balanced instead of just being like, wow, there's the hips. So it's just something I'm always conscious about. Obviously, I can't always avoid, you know, it is what it is. We all have parts of our body that we're self-conscious about, that we're always thinking about, and that's just the nature of the world we live in. I do think it's less of a factor for me now than it used to be. I've come to terms with the fact that this is my body and that's okay. But that's the things that I will be calling out, and the decisions that I make with the garments that I wear and the outfits I put together, that's sort of my approach into what I'm thinking about. So why don't we go ahead and start with outfit number 1. Okay, so this is the Field Day cardigan by Ozetta. This is a top-down, drop-shoulder, oversized V-neck sweater, cardigan. And I actually wear this guy all the time. I know it's in kind of a crazy color. This is a very vibrant green, but I love color. You'll see I definitely have some neutrals in the rack. It is spring, so we want softer colors, but again, I like higher contrast. I like jewel tones. It works better with my skin tone. And I think depending on how you style your outfit, you can get away with one crazy color and it still doesn't feel too over the top. It just depends on how you style it. So you'll see that I have my brown t-shirt underneath, and I think it goes really nicely with these buttons, which have black and brown. I actually wear this cardigan a lot with a black t-shirt underneath, but I thought it was nice to try the brown. The brown actually ends up making this whole outfit a little bit more subtle. The black is quite stark against it, and it becomes quite a contrast of this vivid green with the black, whereas the brown feels a little bit softer, a little bit more approachable. And before, where I had this brown t-shirt with my brown hair and it felt like a whole lot of brown, which maybe is a lot, this helps to break up the brown. So I'm still getting that nice color with my face, which I think is really good, the contrast on my skin tone. But where my hair is hitting is actually on the green, so it doesn't feel like I'm a giant brown blob. And I've got my layered jewelry, which I think looks really nice. It plays with the V, and it just helps to look like my outfit is a little bit more thought out and maybe a little bit more upscale. And I'm gonna back up and show you my shoes, because my shoes are probably one of the more casual aspects of this. Hopefully you can see if I back up to here. So I have got these leopard print slip-on shoes. They're like canvas shoes. I think they are Keds. I've had these for a million years. I'll go ahead and actually take one off so you can see. This is what it looks like. Yes, they are Keds. I've had them forever and ever. I love them. They've got a little bit of leopard, which is just super fun. I'm a big fan of leopard print. I don't know why. I feel like it's kind of a wild print that you can make feel kind of neutral, and I feel like it goes with a ton of colors. Obviously, it goes with black, it goes with brown, it goes nicely with green. I also think it goes nice with like a very burgundy red. I think that's a beautiful combination. So if I want more of a casual approach here, I think this is doing the job. I'll often run out the door basically like this. I have this brown suede tote. This is from H&M. It is not actually real suede, but I found this at H&M for a steal. And you know, the brown and the suede is super trendy right now, so I thought it was really great for me to pick this up. I look like I'm on trend, but also this is a bag I'm gonna use for years and years. What I love about this too is that it's a nice big bucket tote, so I can throw my wallet, my keys, all the important things that I need, but I can also throw a project bag in here for my knitting, which I just love about this. It's really lightweight, and also it's not real suede, so I'm not worried about damaging it. If I had spent a ton of money on a suede bag, I think I'd be too terrified to wear it out here, legitimately. It just, you never know when it's gonna be wet or rain, and I don't wanna deal with that with a bag. I will say I do, where I try to keep costs down with a lot of things, I do invest in things like shoes and bags typically, because I know I'm going to wear those for years and years and years. I'm not buying a bag thinking I'm wearing it for one season and it's done. I want my bags to last the test of time. I want it to be something that 20 years from now, I still use occasionally, you know? That's what I'm thinking about when I'm buying a bag or a pair of shoes. I really don't want them to wear out. And also, especially with shoes, shoes are very important to invest in when it makes sense, because, you know, your feet are very important and you don't want to ruin them. That being said, I still have some very inexpensive shoes that are very comfortable. So, but this was a lucky find. It's trendy, it's relevant, but it will last, and it's just easy. I'm not worried about damaging it. If it gets scuffed up, it's okay. I think it cost me like 20 bucks. So it's not a big deal, and it looks super great with this outfit. It's casual, it's easy, it's effortless, and I feel like I look pretty put together. Now, what happens if we want to make this outfit a little bit more upscale? There's a few things we can change without having to completely overhaul the outfit. Okay, so what have we done to overhaul this outfit? I've put a belt on. This is a brown belt. Actually, this is a belt from H&M. I feel like I'm sponsored by H&M today, but I promise I'm not. They have some really good staples for really good prices, and they last the test of time, at least for the things that I'm buying. So this is just a brown belt from H&M. It's got a gold buckle, so it matches my jewelry. And then I have changed my shoes. I am now wearing a suede ankle boot. These are by Vince Camuto, and I bought them on sale at Nordstrom, and I absolutely love them. They are beautiful and fantastic. They also have a pointed toe, which I think is really nice for an outfit like this because it helps to elongate the leg. Because I am almost 5'5", I'm always looking at ways that I can elongate my legs. That also helps to sort of de-emphasize my hips. The whole bottom half can look kind of squat and short if I'm not super conscious about it. So that's something I like to think about, is trying to get pointy toes when I can, but also making sure that the toe box is comfortable and not squishing my toes, so I can wear these and I don't feel a massive amount of pain. So that's what I've done, and then I've also tucked in my cardigan. So you can see here that I've done just a little basic French tuck. With something like this, it's oversized enough to where I don't want to tuck in this entire cardigan, but I feel like giving it this little tuck here does a lot to just clean up the look a little bit. It looks really nice. I think it looks a little bit more put together. I think both outfits look put together, but this one maybe looks a little bit dressier. And then we're going to change the bag. We're gonna actually do a crossbody bag. This is this is definitely an investment bag that I bought recently. This is a Demelier bag. It's something I waited until I had a coupon and a sale, because I'm always looking for sales, but it was such a beautiful bag. I've had my eye on this for a while now, and when the stars aligned and I could buy this on sale, I was thrilled, and I love this bag. It's one of those bags where it feels really nice. It's very structured. It can really play up an outfit, but it never feels like it's doing too much for an outfit. I never feel like I look too flashy in something like this. I don't see myself ever really buying a super high-end designer upscale bag, just because I don't know if I could ever actually spend that much money, but something like this, I feel like this is something I'm gonna have for years. It feels really nice, really quality, and I feel really good in this. I could go out to a really nice dinner or a really nice event and bring this with me and feel very nice, but then I can also run errands in this and I don't feel any worse about it. So this is the outfit dressed up just a little bit, and you know, they both kind of give the same effect, but I think depending on your mood, depending on your style, I think that's something that you can really play up or play down. Also, I forgot to mention that the jeans I am wearing, maybe I mentioned, I'm not sure, but these are Levi's. And these are boot cut. So they're kind of a narrow boot cut. which is why I was saying, you know, I bought these years ago when the slimmer jeans were still very much in style, and then the bigger silhouette has been happening in terms of pant legs. And so obviously I have a lot of bigger flares and bell bottoms, but pulling these out, I actually was surprised at how much I liked them on me. Yes, you can still see my hips, there's no avoiding that, but I do think they help to elongate the legs. And so I'll try and link everything. I know even though I bought these a few years ago with Levi's, I feel like you can most likely get the same cut, the same fit. It's the nice thing about Levi's is they don't change their styles too much, especially now that I feel like this is sort of coming back around. The legs are sort of starting to taper in a bit. I don't think we're gonna go back to like full-on skinny jeans again, but I think you're seeing a little bit of a slimmer pant leg, a lot of like straight legs and like just boot cuts. And so I think that this does a really nice job with that. And you know, wearing boots, I think it's a really nice touch. For anyone who wants a closer up look at these beautiful boots, just look at those really beautiful brown suede. Nice heel on it. I don't mind wearing a heel occasionally. I definitely don't wear heels quite as much as I used to. You know, I work from home. Post-pandemic, I feel like we all dress a little bit more comfier than we used to. A lot of times the big stilettos just don't really make sense anymore. And honestly, being in the Washington area, I don't find myself wearing a lot of big heels just because it just doesn't make sense with a lot of the weather. So, but with boots, I think it's fine, and it just helps to elongate my leg a little bit. I actually really like Vince Camuto shoes. They fit me really well, and they're quite comfortable. All right, we're on to outfit number 2. I'm wearing my Weekender Light by Andrea Mowry, and this is a really nice lightweight sweater. I think it's still good for these transitional days. Obviously, it's starting to warm up, but there are still some days where this sweater has made sense for me, especially in the mornings, if I know I'm running some errands in the morning and then I'm coming home to change. Or I could wear something like a light shirt underneath and be comfortable. So I've kept the same jeans on, which you can see, and I've just put this sweater on as is. I only have the one necklace now since you've got this nice boat neck. I'm actually still wearing the necklace underneath, but we're hiding it. So I think a little bit more subtlety goes a long way here. I feel like the sweater already looks a little bit nice on its own, so it doesn't need quite as much jewelry, but otherwise it's the same jewelry that I was wearing before. Same jeans, and then I've changed out the shoe, so you'll see we're on a trend here. So we're still doing the leopard print, but this is a slightly different shoe. And this is another shoe I've actually had for years and years. This is a little leopard print pointed toe flat. I bought these from Target so many years ago, I don't even remember. I think they might have been an online return because it was one of those things where I was walking through and I saw them. They happened to fit my size. It was the only pair that they had and it fit me perfectly. They are surprisingly comfortable. Like, they are incredibly comfortable. I don't get it. I don't know how. I don't think I've ever had any other Target shoes be as comfortable as these. And they have really stood the test of time. I think I bought these 2013. I think that's about when I bought these, and they hold up really well. Also, I think they do elevate the outfit. They're giving me that pointed toe, which helps to elongate the lines here, and it just looks really good. I think the sweater, just because of the overall feel of it, you can wear it like this and it's really nice, or if you wanted, you could do a little bit of a French tuck here and that would look good too. You know, we could throw a belt back on. Let's try a belt. Okay, so here it is belted. I'm actually not sure. I think I might actually prefer it untucked more. The belt is nice though. I don't hate it. You know, this might just come down to personal preference. It also might come down to my mood. I think it looks okay. You know, yes, it does bring your eye in a little bit, but I don't mind it. I think it looks really nice and put together. A lot of the days where I wear a sweater like this, it's a little bit chilly outside and maybe even a little bit rainy. I am probably going to grab for a trench coat. So you'll see here, I have a khaki trench coat and I have a navy trench coat. Actually, I have to be completely honest, this khaki trench coat of mine, this is Halogen, which is a trench coat I bought from Nordstrom years ago. I think that's like their in-house brand. Unfortunately, I can't really recommend this coat. It has ripped on several of the seams. I've had it repaired a couple of times, but there is now a rip in the back that's just irreparable and I need to let this go. Really, I just held on to it for the sake of this video. I'm currently looking for a new trench coat. Obviously, it needs to have a hood. I actually had ordered one from H&M and that didn't work out, so I had to return it. But I do think having a khaki trench coat is just such a staple for wardrobe. I wore this all the time for many, many years. So I will go ahead and put it on just so you can kind of see the overall look of how it would look with something like this. I've got these ties I've got tied up in the back to help cinch, because a lot of times I'll wear it like this, or you know, I'll button it up. But it's just a very basic trench coat with a hood, easily run out the door like this, pop on my go-to bag, and I think this is a really nice look. I think it looks really, really good. So I also think with this color palette, you could wear the navy trench coat and it would also look good. Why don't we go ahead and try it? Okay, so here's the navy trench coat. I actually really love this coat. This is Sam Edelman. I also got this from Nordstrom, I believe. I bought it last year, and I think this works really well too. Throw on the same bag, honestly, and it'll look really good. Yeah, it's a really good look. Now let's say, okay, it's raining out. That means I don't know if I really want to be wearing shoes where my feet are exposed. What can we do to change this outfit? Okay, so what have I done to change it? I actually changed my belt. It is the same belt, but in black. And then if we back up, you can see that I now have some black boots on. These are also ankle boots. They have a pretty shallow heel. These are actually from H&M. Let me pop one off so you can see. So these are boots from H&M. It's from their like classic line, the line that's a little bit better. So I do think these will last me. Also, being that these are just boots that I wear in inclement weather, I don't wear them all the time. Now, here we have a lot of inclement weather, so I'll probably get a lot of wear out of them over the years, but I haven't worn them a ton this season. But they're really nice. They feel great. They have this little panel here, which helps to make it very easy to wear. It's not too tight or cinching. It's also not scraping on my ankles, which is something I really appreciate. And you know, it's got a little heel, but nothing crazy. And so being that I have restyled this with black accessories, I'd probably go for the khaki trench, not the navy, just so we don't have that clash or like it looks like I accidentally didn't realize they were two different colors. So we've got the navy trench, and then if we wanted a bag, got my little Madewell bag, which I think is super fun. It's got a little fun gold detail here, just a little shoulder bag. And I think that this looks great. I think you could also wear the brown bag here and it would be okay. I often mix black and brown, and I think that those two look good together, especially when it's more like that cognac. I think that that brown with black looks fantastic. So really, we swap it out. Yeah, that looks just as good. I think that you could get away with that. Yes, I'm wearing black shoes and a brown bag, but I think it's fine. I think this looks really great and it's effortless as well. I think the green looks really beautiful with the blue and the khaki. Yes, you've got brown and black, but you've got the gold tying it all in. So I think it works really nicely. Okay, on to outfit number 3. You'll see I am still wearing the same jeans. This is probably gonna be the last outfit I wear with these jeans, although I think that just shows that you get a great pair of jeans. You can kind of wear it with almost anything and it's gonna feel really good. Right now, I've left it untucked. I am wearing my Moonset tee by Ozetta. This is a top-down drop shoulder short sleeve tee. Very similar construction to the Field Day cardigan, but you get this really nice V-neck that joins right here with this little fold. It's a really beautiful t-shirt. So I have knit this in a slightly heavier sort of fiber content. So this has a little bit of alpaca in it, which means that it's much warmer than what she recommends, which I think is just pure silk. So with that being said, this is perfect for me in the transitional time of spring. So I've actually been wearing this quite a lot. It's a nice light color, which is perfect for spring. It's neutral, it goes with everything, and it keeps me warm without me having to necessarily wear a lot of layers. But because I've got short sleeves, I'm never too hot. So you can see as is, I've just got it untucked with these jeans. And then if we back up, this is a new fun addition, which I'm trying out. I have some loafers on. So I'm gonna go ahead and show these to you. So to be completely honest, I have been in love with loafers for years and years, but I've never felt like I can pull them off. Mainly because, and this is gonna sound really weird, but you might understand if you have any of those weird things that you think about when you're putting together outfits. What I love about loafers is how streamlined and sleek they look on the foot, but they tend to make the foot look very small. And that's great, but I always worry about what that's going to do to my proportions and my hips because I actually already have pretty small feet. So I wear a size 7, a US 7, and in tennis shoes and boots, sometimes a 7.5, but that's pushing it. And so I don't have big feet to begin with. And I mean, it's nice to have small feet, but I worry sometimes about the look of my feet being really tiny in comparison to this, especially if it's small up here, big here, and then small again down at the bottom. But I love loafers, and I feel like I've been seeing loafers a lot this season. A lot of women have been talking about it. And so I thought to myself that I wanted to be able to try out loafers and see if I would actually wear them, but I didn't want to invest a ton of money just in case. And so I found these kind of accidentally on a whim, and I thought they looked comfortable enough to where if I didn't end up wearing them out, like if I felt weird about them, wearing them in public, I could totally see myself wearing these around the house as just kind of like house slippers almost. So I figured, let me buy them. It wasn't a crazy expensive purchase, but they seemed decent enough. They're not real suede, it's faux suede. And I have to say, these have arch support. These are very soft, they're very comfortable, and I think they're really cute. I see myself wearing these a lot actually, and that makes me think that maybe next year I might invest in a nice pair of leather loafers. So we'll see. I also think, you know, it doesn't make my feet look too small, but you know, loafers in general, I do think make your feet look a little bit on the small side just because it has that sort of sleek profile. So I'll back up and show you, this is what they look like. I think this is fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with this outfit. If I was running out the door, I would probably grab my navy trench coat and my Demelier bag, so let's try that together. Okay, so now we've got the coat on, we've got the bag. I also belted it and did a little bit of a French tuck here. I can't help myself. I just think that that looks so nice together. And then I'll back up to show you guys the full effect. So this is how this outfit looks. It's very casual, very easy. I think you've seen with these jeans, you can wear a lot of different shoes with these. I could easily swap these out and wear my leopard print flats with the pointed toe. I could throw the ankle boots on and that would also look nice. Actually, let's try it with the ankle boots. I'm curious to see that. We've got the ankle boots on now, and yeah, the ankle boots look really good. I think the loafers are very casual and sweet and comfortable, and running errands need to be really comfortable, but if I want to look dressed up a little bit, these ankle boots are the way to go. I just think it takes the outfit to another level and it looks really, really good. But I want to try this top with a different pair of pants. I think that this top might look nice with a darker wash or maybe even a navy pant. I do like this overall look with the navy. I think it's really pretty. But let's say we're moving into a slightly warmer part of the day, or just a slightly warmer part of the season where we're veering more towards summer, and I don't necessarily need all these extra layers. Okay, so what have I changed? Everything else has pretty much stayed the same. I have untucked my shirt, and I am now wearing some navy chinos from Old Navy. So these are some 100% cotton chinos that I bought a couple summers ago. I bought them from Old Navy, like I said. I think they were $20. And I loved them so much that I ended up buying every single color they had. So I have these pants in navy blue, army green, I have them in gray, I have them in khaki, and I have them in pink. Oh, and I have them in black as well. I love them. I think they're a great length. They show off your ankles so they feel a little bit cooler. They're cotton, so they're breathable. They feel very summery. I feel nice in them because they're comfortable, but they're also tapered in a way to where I don't feel super uncomfortable. Also, they have an elastic band in the back. It's normal in the front and elastic in the back, so it's just a little bit more comfortable than your average chino. I will say that does mean that it gives you a little bit of bunching on the butt, but it's in the upper area. I don't mind it. I think they're comfortable enough, and I like the overall look that it gives. And I actually think it looks really cute with the loafers. I think as is, this is just adorable. We're gonna take this, we're gonna do the crossbody thing, and I think that just looks really cute. I feel kind of preppy in this. I feel like I need to have a friend who sails or something, but I just really love this. I think this is really nice. I think this is a really nice way to dress up the moonset tee, and I just think it works really well in an outfit like this. All right, now we're on to outfit number 4. I've kept the chinos the same, but I have swapped out the top. So now I am wearing my Everyday Attitude tee by Suzanne Sommer. This is a striped t-shirt that I knit up. This is also one that uses a little bit of alpaca, but it also has silk in it. So I think this is a nice top to wear in spring. It's a little bit warm, but it's also breathable. It's got a lot of nice ease to it. It's got a lot of nice drape to it. The stripes are happening on my upper half, so we're emphasizing my top half and de-emphasizing my bottom half. I've got the dark pants on the bottom, which is gonna help and slim this a little bit, and we're drawing the eye here. Now, I know if you watched What Not to Wear like I did in your younger years, then I can still hear Stacey London in my head telling me no horizontal stripes. However, I think for me, wanting to emphasize my upper body, I think it works because it is making this area look wider to kind of help with this overall profile. But I think the top still helps to emphasize my waist. You've got this nice faux seam here that comes in on the sides, so you can still define the natural waist area. And I feel like this is a really nice outfit. I kept the loafers on, so this seems like a very cute, preppy outfit, if you will. Again, I think the trench coat, we're gonna go with khaki because I'm wearing navy pants. So we've got the trench coat on, we've got my brown bag. So now you can see the whole outfit. I think this is great. It's very similar to what we did with the moonset tee, but it gives a different effect because now your focus is really here. You're really focusing on the upper half of the body, whereas before with the moonset tee, being that that was an all white tee, I still felt like you could kind of recede into the background a little bit with that and focus on the pants because it was a bolder color. But here, your eye is very much drawn to the stripes and all the different colors. So I think that that plays up really nicely. But what if we want to play up this top in a different way? This is a very fun top. And right now, this feels like quite a conservative outfit. It's great, it's cute, I'm gonna look good in it, and I'm not gonna be self-conscious about it. But what if I wanna have a little bit more fun? Let's see what that would look like. So what if we changed? We're still in the same top, but you can see I've put jeans on, and then if I back up, you can also see that I've got some really fun shoes on. So I'll show you these up close because they're too cute to not see. These are some Rifle Paper Co. shoes. It's also a Keds collaboration. I love these. I don't wear these too much because I want to make sure that it's not raining when I wear them, but they are so fun, have so much personality. And while this might be a lot, it might seem a little crazy, I think it's okay because you've got a lot of the same colors, so it doesn't feel totally wild. You're matching all the same colors just in a different pattern. And I think as long as you have that cohesion of colors, you're fine. And plus they're broken up enough to where I don't think it's a huge deal. And so the pants that I've got on, these are J. Crew jeans. I think they are J. Crew stovepipe. And so they are a little bit short. They show the ankle, which I think is great for spring and summer. And they have buttons up here. So I will say, it doesn't really work to do a tuck with these, I don't think, because especially for me, when you do any sort of tuck into jeans that have a button panel instead of a zip up, I feel like all of your attention is just going right here. And I don't think that looks super great. So I think it looks better to leave this untucked. But let's say it feels like maybe it's missing a little bit something, especially if we want to run out the door like this. It's still a little chilly outside. I think it's mid-50s. So I want another layer on this just to keep me warm. But I don't feel like the trench coat is the way to go here because this just feels a little bit more casual and fun. So I'm actually going to grab my jean jacket. This jacket is what is it? It's 2 by Vince Camuto. I've had this for many years. It's funny, when I first bought this jacket, I was worried that it was too big on me because at the time when I bought the jacket, that was when all of the trends were, everything was really tight, especially up top. And this felt a little bit oversized to me for that period in time. But now I feel like it's kind of perfect, almost bordering on maybe even more tight than what's out there. The trends right now are extremely oversized, extremely boxy. And while I love that look on me, I still need a little bit of tailoring because otherwise I just kind of look like a tent. So I think that this is a really nice in-between. It's still loose, it's not hugging my figure, but it's also not 4 sizes too big on me. I can't pull off the boyfriend tee, boyfriend top, because it just swallows me whole and it just emphasizes my widest parts. So we've got this. I think this is really cute. It feels a lot more casual. And then for the bag, because I just kind of want to go all in with the crazy, bear with me. I have this Kurt Geiger bag. I bought this when the pandemic was coming to a close. I kind of went wild with, in my mind, I was like, I'm just so excited to go out and be out with people and see my friends that I just want to dress the way I've always dreamed of and not think too much about it. So I got myself some fancy dresses and a couple of really nice bags, and I saw this bag and I could not help myself. So it is a green beaded bag. I got it from Nordstrom. And I love it so much. Thomas thinks it's hilarious. He doesn't quite get the appeal, but I love it and I think it's so fun. And honestly, how perfect is this? I think it's so cute. So I'm gonna back up and you can see. You might think this is crazy. If you do, I get it, no judgment. It's a lot, the look is a lot, but I feel like it's pulled together because you have the same colors throughout. So we've got all the colors in the shoe are also in my shirt. And then this green is also pulled from the shirt as well. And then we've just got the denim on denim, which is also a trend right now. A lot of denim on denim is becoming a big thing, especially in same or similar tones. And these are different enough to where I don't feel like I'm doing the full Canadian tuxedo, but it's close. But I feel like I'm on trend enough to not look like I'm irrelevant in this outfit. But it's probably gonna turn some heads because it's a lot of look. But it's fun, and I think you should always have fun and be true to yourself and how you want to dress. If this feels like a little bit too much look for you, what could we do to take the same idea of this outfit but calm it down just a little bit? We'll keep the pants, we'll keep the jean jacket, but maybe we'll lose the wild bag and maybe we'll lose the wild shoes. We've kept the same idea and intention behind the outfit. It's still casual, it's still breezy, it's still fun. However, it's a little less wild. So I've just got some white sneakers on. These are my Adidas Sambas, just the black and white. I'd love to have a pair like this where maybe it was a brown stripe, but we're not gonna get that granular. I don't think it matters. These are white tennis shoes. It's got kind of that gray upper toe, and I think it feels casual but nice. And then I've just got a very easy, very basic crossbody bag. This is another bag from H&M. It is a faux suede little bag. I bought it at the same time I bought the other bag. Suede was having a thing. I loved the idea of bags that aren't really suede that look like suede. And this is just a fun, nice little bag. It's not too big. It feels very low profile. Also, if I want a nice brown bag, but I don't want to bring my nice Demelier bag, but I still want to look put together, something like this is great because it didn't cost much. I think this was also under $20, and so I'm not gonna be heartbroken if I damage it or if anything happens to it. I can throw it around and not be too concerned about it, but it's still something I want to take care of and I want it to last in my wardrobe. And so I think this gives you a very similar effect. It's very casual, it's very fun, it's very approachable, but it's a little bit toned down from all of the color if color is not your thing. All right, we are moving right along to outfit number 5. We have kept the same jeans on because we still want to be casual. You'll see I have a co-host here, Tuna, and Bagel is right off screen. But I wanted to show you what it looked like for me to take one of my even more casual t-shirts and pair it with it. So we're definitely moving more into the end of spring and early summer with this. This is my prismatic reflection tee. So it's a sweater pattern, and then I added on a t-shirt version, basically a short sleeve version, because I just really wanted a version for warm weather. And so I wanted to show it paired with the same stovepipe jeans. So I'm gonna back up. I've kept the tennis shoes on, so we've still got the Adidas Sambas. We've got these stovepipe jeans, which feel very casual. They're very relevant for right now. We've got slightly medium wash to it. They're not super tight, but they're form-fitting. I don't do a ton of wide leg or oversized pants, but you will see the next couple of pants that I show will be a little bit more wide leg. But it's a very oversized boxy top, and it's also cropped. So you'll see, I think this looks nice with it. I think if I had to change one thing, I'd probably pick a pant that didn't have the button panel, just because I do, just my own personal opinion, it still draws a lot of attention, especially with the crop height, but I like it being cropped because of how oversized it is for my frame in particular. That way it's not hitting wide at my widest point. You can still tell that I have a waistline here. Also, I have swapped out my earrings for something a little more casual, and I've just gone for a larger hoop. I love my hoops. I wear them all the time. It's my go-to casual swap out for jewelry. And I got my necklaces hidden just because I think this is a little bit more casual and it doesn't really need a necklace with it if you've got a big oversized hoop. So I think this is cute, it's fun, it's easy, and I think I would probably go with something casual like this bag. I feel like my Demelier bag might be a little too much, a little too fancy, so you can see how this would look with a bag like this. However, I think that there's some things we can change about this outfit and make it even better. I think that while these pants are nice and it does look good with jeans, I don't love the button panel, and I feel like my eyes just keep focusing on that. So let's see what we could do to change it up a little bit and work really well with this t-shirt. Okay, so what have we done differently? Not much, actually. All we've done is change the pants. So I'll back up a little bit so you can see. I am now wearing some wider leg pants. These are cargo pants, actually, and these are pants that I got, surprisingly enough, I got them from Target a few years ago, I think 2 summers ago. And it was another one of those things where I was actually walking up to the checkout and I saw these pants on a table and I was just kind of like, maybe. And I'll be completely honest, I bought them and then I was too afraid to wear them for a while because they're wide leg pants and I wasn't sure how I felt about myself in wide leg pants. Even though I tried them on and loved them, I was still really back and forth. So this is one of those things where it's actually taken a little bit of encouragement of seeing the trends kind of play out, seeing women wear the pants and thinking, I really like the way that looks, for me to be confident enough to wear this as an outfit and not feel like I look ridiculous. What I think works well for me is the fact that they actually fit really nicely in the waist. A lot of times, any curvy girl will understand this. A lot of times, in order for pants to fit me well here, they are too big in my waist because the difference between my waist and my hips is substantial. And that is kind of the definition of a pear shape. And so it's often difficult to get pants that don't have a big gap in this back area before it hits the hips. Even sometimes I found with buying like the curvy jeans, they're not always fit right for me. So it was surprising for these to fit so well, especially because I don't even think these are considered curvy pants. These are just, I don't know how, it was just one of those accidental finds. I saw them on the table, I actually picked them up, and I'm really glad I did. And I think it works really well with this t-shirt because this t-shirt, it's super casual, it's fun, it's easy. Also, I think the colors, because the colors are marled, it plays well with this sort of like neutral army green. I actually really like this top with these army greens. I don't know what it is. It's just that color palette. I think it really helps because of that lime yellow. It It feels like it's the natural progression of the next color, especially with the cream. Yeah, so this is how it looks with the Adidas Sambas. I think it looks great. If we want to kind of run out the door, we're really thinking that this is for the warmer weather. I could throw on my jean jacket if I really wanted to, but honestly at this stage, this is something that I'm probably going to wear as is and just throw a bag on over it. So we could do a few things. We could do this very casual bag. I think this works fine. It's super casual, it's super easy, it's super fun. But I also think that a tote bag here would be really fun. And I just happen to have this tote bag that I recently acquired last weekend, actually. This is the Puget Sound LYS Tour 2025 tote bag. This is extra special to me because I actually have a design that will be featured at a store during this tour. I'll tell you more about that in a future episode. But I think this bag is kind of fun with this. Tote bags are always great, especially us knitters. We love a tote bag because you can throw your project bag in there, throw your wallet in and your keys, and you're good to go. Also, you can go shopping and throw a few skeins of yarn in if it so happens to be the case. And I just think it looks great with this outfit. There's no need to feel like you're ever too fancy to wear a tote bag as a bag. But what if we want to change out the shoe? Because maybe, just maybe, the shoe is feeling a little bit heavy. All right, so we've still got the bag, same pants, same everything, but I have swapped out the shoes. I am now wearing a sandal. I think any sort of very basic sandal works well here. These are just some braided sandals that I have. Also, flip-flops would work. Flip-flops are apparently having a moment. I know that's funny to say because flip-flops are just flip-flops, but apparently they're very trendy right now. So if you have flip-flops, now's the time to bring them out and wear them. I think flip-flops would be perfect with this outfit as well. Okay, we are on to our last outfit. This is my last knitted garment that I will be talking about. This is the Sunday tee by Petite Knit. I have had this in my wardrobe for years and years, and it's funny because the last couple of years I haven't gotten a lot of wear out of this. You can see it's pretty similar to my skin tone, and I haven't always felt like that's a good look on me. I've been back and forth about whether or not this was the right choice for my complexion, so I don't wear it a lot, but I have been pulling it out more this year because, one, I think you're just seeing a lot of neutrals out there, and you're seeing a lot of pale people wear neutrals and it's not that big of a deal. So I feel like maybe it's okay for me to wear this because I do think it's a beautiful top. It's got silk in it and merino, so it feels really nice. And it's just such a perfect spring to summer tee. And I also think with something like a pant like this color scheme together is just really beautiful. So I haven't changed anything except the top. I've even kept my hoop earrings on, and I think it looks really nice. If I was a little bit worried about all the beige, what I could do is throw my jean jacket on over it. Okay, so I've got my jean jacket on. I've gone ahead and pulled out my necklaces so you can see it kind of gives an overall look. I actually think this does a really good job of breaking up the color. We've got a few things going on here. So we've got the green, army green khaki pants, if you will, the cargo pants. And then we've got a jean jacket. I think this is okay because you're not doing the jean on jean look here, and that's totally fine. And this kind of de-emphasizes all of the beige that was actually like competing with my complexion before. And now you're just getting this little strip, and this is really helping to balance out my color. And I think this looks really great. So honestly, an outfit like this, it's still very casual. So I probably still do something like my tote bag. I think this tote bag is super cute. I think it's really fun. If you wanted something a little bit more practical, if you don't have any tote bags, then I really think just a very casual bag would do fine here. So we could do this bag, call it a day, and this is a great outfit. You could even pop on the tennis shoes. It would give you the same look. You saw how the tennis shoes look with these pants, so I don't think I need to show you again. But I think this is a really nice overall look. This top feels a little bit more elevated than my prismatic reflection tee because partially just because it has silk in it. So I think you're getting a little bit of that sheen, which just automatically makes it look a little bit fancier. But I think with the layers and these colors, I think you're de-emphasizing that enough to where this feels very casual and easy. But what if we don't want casual and easy? Why don't we see what else we could do with this top that still kind of plays off of the effortless vibe, maybe a nice wider pant, but something that still feels a little bit upscale. Why don't we see what we could do with that? Okay, so this is the very last option for this outfit. And this is really what I think I would actually wear. I like this with the cargo pants and the jeans for more of that casual look. But I think with this top, I want something that's maybe a little bit, I don't know, almost more like resort wear. Like I want to feel breezy and like upscale casual with this. But I think with this top, I want something a little bit more. You know, we've got a little bit of that silk content in there. So yes, we want effortless, we want easy, we want casual, but maybe we want it to be upscale just a little bit. Enter these linen pants, which you guys, so I said I bought something new and it was these, and oh my God, I love these pants. I cannot believe how much I love these pants. They are so comfortable. They're amazing. So it's funny, I ordered these, another trial. I ordered these thinking I might hate these. These are gonna look terrible on me. They're gonna emphasize my widest part and just make me look huge. But let me try with a pair. It doesn't cost a ton of money. They are 100% linen, so that's good. I feel good about the fabric content. So I got them, they came in the mail, and they were wrinkled like crazy. Like they were so wrinkled. And I tried them on and they were kind of like this on me, and I wasn't really sure how I felt about that, because I was like, well, maybe that's kind of in right now. I know that the shorter styles are kind of in, that like high water. So I grew up in a time where if it was just a little bit short on you, it was considered a high water. And so with that in mind, it's always a little bit hard for me to think about what is the right height on me. But I actually like the way it looks when it kind of breaks right at the foot. I think that's a really good look, and I feel like these have hit really nicely. It looks like Tuna has brought in a toy, so we're just gonna have to walk around that. But I feel like the way that these are hitting on my foot is perfect now after giving it a good iron. Having an iron or a steamer is key if you want to keep your wardrobe in good shape. Sometimes all it takes is just cleaning up those creases to change how you feel about the item in your wardrobe. So I put my Madewell earrings back on just because I think that that works better with this overall outfit. The hoops are fine, but maybe a little bit more casual that I'm going for. I'm doing upscale casual with this. This is very much like I'm going to a resort, I'm going to Greece. I don't know, I'm not going to those places, but in my mind I am. So this feels very casual and breezy. It's so cozy. I feel like I could wear this out in the backyard, but I also feel like I could wear these to brunch and not feel out of place. I love the way that this pairs with the tee. I don't feel like I need to tuck the tee in because it's kind of at that perfect length, and it just feels very casual and easy. So in terms of how I would accessorize this, obviously I've got my jewelry, which I think looks really good with it. I've got the earrings. And then I would actually do the demier bag with this. So we've got the demier bag, we could do crossbody, or we can just have it hang over the side. I have still got my sandals here. Sorry, I am trying to avoid kicking the toy that Tuna brought in with him. But yeah, I've still got my open-toed sandals. These are just braided sandals. They are nude sandals, which I think works really well. You're not even noticing the foot at all. The emphasis is really all on the pants. What I love about these pants too is it's kind of like wearing a skirt without having to wear a skirt, you know? They're big, they're flowy, they kind of drape and move like a skirt, but they're pants, so I don't need to worry about anything. And also they're linen, but they're a little bit heavy. They're a heavier linen, which is a good thing because I don't feel like they're going to like blow away. And I also feel like they just have a nice weight to them on the leg, so I don't feel like they're gonna kind of rise over time or crinkle. So I'm really surprised and really happy with these pants. I have to say, I absolutely love these pants. I'm shocked. I'm just shocked at how much I love these pants. So now I've changed it up and just put the bag on the side just so you can see the difference. I always feel like wearing a bag crossbody might be a little bit more casual. And also, because I'm wearing it directly on knitwear, sometimes you do have to be careful with that because the friction from the bag strap could cause some felting just depending on your material. This being silk and merino, it's probably okay, but being that it does have merino in it. Merino is a very soft fiber. It does pill easily, and so that's something I am always cognizant of. So a lot of times I will only wear something crossbody if I have a jacket or something over top. But not always, it depends. However, I think this is beautiful like this. It's just a fun, easy, effortless outfit. So that's it. That is basically the 6 different knitted garments that I've been wearing a lot this year, how I would style them, the different things that you can do to change up an outfit, just depending on what you've got in your wardrobe. As you can see, you can take one garment and change the look completely, just depending on how you accessorize it, the type of pants you wear with it, and just any sort of additional elements you bring into it. I mean, sometimes just changing the pants alone was all you needed to do, or tucking it in and belting it versus leaving it out. Those can have a huge difference on how the outfit looks. So I hope that this was helpful in showing you ways that you can take what you already have in your closet and use those to your advantage with maybe what's trending right now, maybe what makes the outfit look a little bit more relevant, and ways you can take something and adjust it to work with you. Like there are certain knitted items that I have where now I feel like maybe they're a little bit long, but if I tuck them in, or at least tuck in the front portion, it gives me that same look and it doesn't make it look so messy as if I were to just have this big oversized shirt just like draped over me. So that's really all it takes for you to take a look and make it look just a little bit more intentional and a little bit more polished. If you have any questions or comments about anything I showed, anything I wore, please let me know. I'd love your feedback on what you thought about this video, if this is something you enjoy watching, or if you just really want me to get back to the knitting and this really isn't your jam. I actually enjoyed the challenge of doing this because it made me think a lot about my wardrobe, what I am wearing, what I'm not wearing but I should be wearing, and maybe some things that really just don't work for me and I should get rid of. Going through this, I found some things that I needed to donate because it just didn't make sense for me to have in my closet. So I might even present this as a challenge for you to take some of your most favorite garments for this upcoming season and just go through your wardrobe kind of objectively, thinking about what are people wearing today? How could I style this that's different from what I normally do? Would this work for me? Is this not something that's bringing me joy or making me feel good? I just think it's really good to kind of do that, analyze your closet every couple of years, maybe even every few months, just to make sure that everything in there is something that brings you joy and makes you feel good, and not anything that makes you feel bad about yourself. If it doesn't fit, if it's something that you are aspiring to but you haven't been able to wear in years, or it just isn't you, maybe it's time to donate that or give it to a friend. But also, maybe there are some hidden gems in your wardrobe that you didn't really know how to wear, but just didn't think about different ways you could style it with something that you already have. So I really hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed this. If you would like to get in touch with me, I am meeshyfrazz on Instagram, Ravelry, and Blue Sky. You can email me at meeshyfrazz@gmail.com, and you can find me at my blog, which is meeshyfrazzknits.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.